Hi there, and welcome to Transcona Trailer Sales. Today we'll be walking you through your 2007 Keystone Cougar 318Sab. We are just going to start off at the back of the unit here. If you notice, we do have your spare tire, as well as a 2-inch receiver. That way, if you're wanting to hook up a bike mount or something like that, you can do so. You also have your ladder so you can get up and check your seals. Right here in this back bumper, you pull this cap off. This typically is where this one has 2 screws. This is typically where you would keep your sewer hose. That way it just keeps most of the smell out of the unit. We do have a brand new one in the box located in the front compartment. You're gonna get here in this corner, as well as the back 2 corners have stabilizer jacks. The way those works is you're just gonna hook up that 3/4 inch drive tool, run this foot down to the ground. Once that foot contacts the ground, just giving another 1/8 quarter turn just to snug it up. And that's just gonna take any bounce or sway you see we have in the unit right now away. Right up here, you got your city water connection as well as your fresh water connection. Put a garden hose in there, turn it on, and that's going to fill your fresh tank. Or if you're at a site with service, you can thread a garden hose inside this spout here, turn it on, it's going to pressurize all those lines without the needing to run your water pump. And then the drain for that fresh tank, there is just a ball valve right here. You just turn that the one way, it'll open it up or close it up, whichever you prefer to do. Located right here is going to be that furnace exhaust. Whenever the furnace is running, this is going to be blowing out hot air, so just be mindful of that. Right here, this is just a service port for your fridge. Not much you'll have to worry about there. You got your main 30 amp twist lock connection. You're just lining up this notch here with that notch on this side. Locking that 8th turn to lock it into place. And then you can just pull that cap down so that way you don't get any critters inside there. You follow that cord back, you do have your standard 30 amp plug-in. Most campsites should have this and you can plug right on in, but we do include a 15 amp park adapter inside the same box that your sewer cap's located in case you want to run the fridge at home, but you're going down to 15 amps of power, so you won't be able to run something like your air conditioner. You got your main sewer outlet right here. You got your 2 valves. You got your black valve right here. Is going to be another black valve as well, 2 black holding tanks, and then this last one is just going to be for your gray tank. Inside here, you got some replacement flooring panels and just some storage space. If you open up this, you have the same thing on the other side, and that's just your propane. Standard 30 amp tank, just counterclockwise all the way to open up the flow of propane to the unit. Around the front here, we do have docking lights as well as some landing control. And then you got a little light here in case you were to want to turn that on at night when you're docking. Opening up this guy here, take this, prop it up. Inside this compartment is mainly just storage. Other than that, you do have your main battery supply, your battery box right here. Your battery is located inside here. You do got 127 RV. Around this side of the unit, again, you just have another propane tank. Counterclockwise all the way to open up the flow to the unit. And then inside on this storage compartment here, just open this guy up, prop it up. Inside this box here, you got your 15-foot water hose. You do have a 10-foot sewer hose, and then just some other goodies. Right here, you're gonna notice this here. This is just to control your awning. So to get that awning out, you just have to take that and flick that little silver arm up there, unlock it, and walk yourself over here to this little strap. Put this tool inside that end buckle. And then once the tool is inside the end buckle and you have both arms unlocked, it'll allow you to start pulling that guy out. Once you're fully extended, you're just going to see that little flap hang down. The little flap hang down in the back of the middle tube. and it would be fully out, and then you can disconnect your arms from their little holders here, peg them down to the ground, firm everything up with these arms here, and you'll have your awning out. This is just that tool I told you about for the stabilizer jacks. You can also just use a 3/4 inch socket, whichever you prefer. You got two 120 plugs on the outside here. Right up here, you got your little, this is for your stove, for your range hood. So having that flap open allows it to evacuate those fumes. You got your hot water service port. Main thing you're gonna have to worry about is just that 1.1/8" drain bolt right down here at the bottom. I'm gonna go over a reset procedure inside. The button I'm gonna refer to is just this black button right here. And then you got a pressure relief valve, so whenever you first get to your campsite, just giving that guy a pull. There should be a shot of water coming out of there, letting you know that the tank's full. We currently have this one winterized though, ready for customer pickup, and that's why there's no water coming out. To get inside the unit, you are just taking this assist handle, pushing it up and folding it 90 degrees a little longer in place. That'll allow you to open up this door, your stairs. Taking a step on inside. First thing you're gonna notice off on your left is gonna be that fire extinguisher. That's gonna be simple, pull the pin and shoot. You got some light switches just on the wall here. You also have your monitor panel system where you have your water pump. Your water pump button, turning that on, draws from your fresh tank. And then you got your water heater switch, turning that on, turns this little red light on. The water heater is going to try lighting itself 3 times. If on the 3rd try it doesn't light, you do just have to turn this off. Go hit that reset button I showed you earlier, then try turning this back on. The reason for that being is because it runs off propane. Sometimes it takes a few minutes just to purge all the air out of the lines if you've had it off for a while. Then you just got your monitor panel system, so you got your battery, your fresh, your black, your gray, and your galley. Pushing and holding that slide out button, that slide out fully extended. You're gonna know that slide out's fully extended when you hear the whines and clicks of the motor. And there you go, you hear that clicking, so you know it's out. On this side here, pushing and holding that out button, that slide out's gonna start making its way out. Again, the same thing as the front one, or the back one. As soon as you hear the whines and the clicking, you know to let off. And there you go. Now in the main living space, you got your main kitchen area with your stove. It is pretty simple to use. You're just turning that over to light/high and hitting that spark. It fires right on up. Now it did start pretty quick today just because we did have the propane system running earlier. Typically it can take a few minutes just to purge all the air out of the line, so just be patient with it. Same thing goes for your oven. You're just gonna turn that, push over to pilot, push and hold it down, take your lighter and just go to that little gas outlet fitting there, and it should light right on up. Again, sometimes it can take a few minutes. I don't have a lighter today, but inside here is just some more storage space. You got your sink with hot and cold water. One thing I'll mention, you do have to make sure that you have both these couches in this spot here when you bring that slide out in. That way that slide out doesn't run into it and cause any damage. And then behind this couch here, if you were to slide this out of the way, you'd be able to pull that bottom drawer out, and that would give you access to that water pump for winterization. And the hot water heater is located right below the stove here. Taking this panel out of the way gives you access to that water heater for those access bypass valves as well. All the blinds in the unit do work the same way. They just kind of sit where you leave them, and you have 2 different options. You can either run it with the white down, in which case it does let some sunlight in, or you can run it with the brown down, in which case it's going to kind of dark it out a little bit more. And then if you pull both those up, you can just have both of them up, and they will just stay where you leave them. Storage all around. You got your entertainment center. Not much I'm going to show you there. Everything pretty much works just like home. You got your power button, turns it on. You do have some AV cables here in case you were going to want to run that TV through your stereo. You need to hook up these cables. This is a pull-out couch. You're just having to take the cushions out of the way. fold out. And you do have yourself another bed for another guest. Then to get it back in is just the same thing. And then just putting your coach cushions back into place. The lights inside the slide out are just on their own center push buttons in case you're wanting to have some extra light. You got your fridge, your Dometic fridge. It does run off propane or electrical. You just turn that on. With it flush the way it is now, it's going to run on auto, so it's going to first search for shore power. Once shore power is taken away, it'll switch over to gas. If you want it to run solely on gas because you're out boondocking, you can just depress that button and it'll solely run on gas. Again, lots of storage in this unit. Up on the wall, you got your main thermostat. So you can either have your fan on auto or on full time. If you do have the fan on full time, that fan for the air conditioner is going to run full time on either high or low, whichever you have it set, whether the air conditioning is needed or not. To engage the furnace, you just have to click that down over to the furnace, set your desired temperature. That furnace fires up and it'll try lighting itself. Again, sometimes if you haven't run anything else in the propane system, it'll take a couple tries. So you do just have to turn it off and then go back to furnace and try it again. To get that furnace to go off, you just turn it over to the off position. The furnace is going to run for another 3 minutes just to allow itself to cool down as an added safety feature. And then to get that air conditioner on, you're just turning it over to cool, hitting your desired temperature, and then once the thermostat senses that temperature, it shuts it off as long as it's on auto. If it's on, the fan is on full time, the fan's gonna run full time, and then just back to off to turn both those off. The lights all up here are on their own center push buttons. Inside this door here, you do got your toilet space, flusher on the left, light switch on the wall inside here, and you do have a little vent fan above your head. You're just having to twist that to open it up. Hit that switch and it'll allow it to turn on. And to turn it, just close it. And you do have max air covers on this unit. You got your main GFI plug right on the wall. If your ever outlet doesn't work, this would be the first place I'd check. You got test or reset up top, test down below. Medicine cabinet, sink with hot and cold water. Right behind you, you do have you got your shower, and then you just got your bedroom space, lots of storage all behind. You got your fire exit right here. To get that, you just have to pull the screen right out of place, pop that out of place, and then you can just take this handle, push it out, and hop on out of the unit. That's going to be it for this unit here. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call.